Hi, my name is Cindy Rang.
I'm Brianna Motzkus, and today is FabriChat.
Good morning.
Hello.
All right, so today is I think yesterday, somebody had emailed me this a couple of weeks ago that yesterday was National Fanny Pack Day.
Oh, well, you know, if you got them, you might as well strut them.
It's funny that it gets a whole day.
I know.
And they don't even wear them like that anymore.
I know. They don't wear them around the waist. It's all crossbody now.
So weird. I see so many kids that wear them like that. And of course, you're not supposed to call them that anymore because...
They're bum bags.
Bum bags, because who knew what was a good word and a naughty word?
Yeah.
And what continent you live on that would determine that. But
Yeah.
Anyway, so happy National
Sling bag. Boho bag. Waist bag. That's no longer
Bum Bag
on the
Day.
waist.
And if you're new here, which I don't know that anybody knew how you would find us here, I think box openings scroll across people's For You page, but
Sure.
This is Coffee with Friends. So we're a mother-daughter duo. We have a quilt shop in Central Washington State. We've been here for 26 years. We have a large brick and mortar store. Everything is available online at fabricpatch.net. And we do box openings. We do tutorials. We do quilting cruises. We have a retreat center. And every Wednesday morning at 8:30, we just have Coffee with Friends. We call it FabriChat. Yeah. We've been doing this since the, COVID. This started with COVID. We were missing everybody. And so anyway, a lot of you guys just hang out with us. Don't buy anything. And we're okay with that.
Totally
People
fine.
say that all the time.
Totally fine.
I watch you, but I never buy anything. I hope that's okay. Of course it is.
Absolutely.
It's perfectly okay. It's perfectly all right. So anyway, let's see. Before we forget, because I have a story to tell you that might take some time, but before we forget, I want to tell you the quote behind us. Yeah, and I always forget about this little bit of pink right here.
I know. I just myself.
Brianna,
Blue and green quilt is weird for me.
What were you? Must have been 15, 14 when you made this?
Probably younger than that.
Probably younger than that. This is one of Brianna's patterns. It's just called Double Diamond. And she's made it a couple of times.
Yeah. It's just
a fun, scrappy thing. Mm-hmm. But you don't have a tutorial on this one yet on YouTube, do you?
Oh, I might not.
I'll have to do it at some point. It's fairly simple, though.
Yeah,
really
it's
easy.
fun.
It's a great way. We're working on a series about using up your stash and using up the stuff that's in your sewing room. This would be one of those perfect ones for that. You can use up every teeny tiny little leftover bit. And if you feel like somebody's asked for a blue and green quilt, but you really love pink,
Just throw it in there. I don't know if they can even see it.
you probably can. You almost needed to put it in 3 pieces to make it look like it was obvious. But
Probably.
anyway. So that's what's behind us. And then tonight, you guys will see us for box opening. Mm-hmm. We have a lot of boxes.
Still.
I know.
They just keep coming.
They just keep coming. I know. I think at the moment our UPS and FedEx driver are not happy with us.
No, I think they're judging us. Like, why can't you put your stuff away? Why you just open your boxes? Isn't it exciting to get mail?
We have to leave it here until everybody shops, and then we'll put it away.
Then I can find a spot for it.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, tonight at 5:00, we'll open boxes for you. And I have something that I'm going to share tonight. I feel like I'm going to wait. And so some of you guys, it's kind of fun. I have not been very good about watching the comments on YouTube when you guys hit the comments. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I just can't always see them because I have to do it on my phone. I can't see the comments on my computer. Did you know that? Have I told you that before?
Oh.
I think it's something I'm doing. I know. Because I think I have to log in differently. So I have to do it on my phone. And sometimes I'm too tired and my eyes don't register properly. So Anna's been kind of watching that. But for those of you guys that have emailed, I have some fun things that I want to share tonight. But anyway, so let's see. Tell us, you did something fun this weekend.
I did a lot. I'm very tired. So, Friday night we went with, Paulina, Robert's mom, and Jordan, Brittany, and their babies, and Wyatt and Harper. We went actually to, a Quincy high school musical play, and it was Cinderella.
Cinderella.
So it was so good. So I haven't been to a play in a really long time. I think before kids,
we back up high school students.
Yeah, we went to the Quincy High School, the brand new high school with their new everything. So we went to that one, and it was really good. So the first musical I went to was Wicked when it was in Spokane.
Yeah,
gosh, before we had kids, so forever ago. But it was really, really good. I was like, oh, well, it'll be fun. Kids can go try it, high school. But they did a really good job.
And it was a musical?
They weren't the best of singers, but that didn't matter. I mean, it was still really good.
Just about
and they also
owning it.
Yeah, and they also casted them for the character, not necessarily for your singing ability, which I think was great.
That's even better.
It was hilarious, and I thought it was great. The kids loved it. We bought them wands, so when it was time to do magic with the fairy godmother, we got to do the magic, and Wyatt had to give everyone hugs and high fives after we were all gone. So we didn't get home until like almost 11.
Wow.
And it started like 7:30, but it was really fun. The kids really enjoyed it. Yeah. So we might have to do that again.
Yeah.
It was really good. They did a great job. They had great prep. The cast was perfect, and
good.
It was fun. And it was their last night showing, and the auditorium was like packed. They almost had every seat taken, which I thought was great.
Yeah, that's so supportive. That's really good.
So I thought it was really good, and it was really cheap. I think for adults it was like $10, and kids were like $5.
Oh, that's really.
So I mean, it was hardly anything. And it was
evening of entertainment.
Yeah. And they had candy
to watch
tell and all that. So they did really good. So we bought snacks and stuff from their ASB, and I thought it was great. And the kids said they'd go back and do it again.
Good.
So we'll have to see what their next years are, or even see what maybe Freda doing in the fall or whatever. So
I was super fun.
Yeah, it was really great. I was very surprised and happy I went.
Good.
Even though I was like yawning, it's like, oh my gosh, stay awake.
And it's hard to stay till 11.
Where's the coffee machine?
Up till 11.
I know, but it was really good. It was very entertaining and
fun.
Great comedy, and they did a really good job.
That's good.
And then on Saturday night, it was a last minute thing. We had friends who are actually in Washington D.C. right now, and they had tickets to Youth Outdoors Unlimited in Moses Lake. So we've heard about Youth Unlimited. It's kind of along like we always do like a Ducks Unlimited, which is of course like swampland preservation to make sure there's enough for waterfowl and all of that stuff. So we always do that. But we've heard about Youth Outdoors, which is just a program for the Pacific Northwest. So Washington, Idaho. Cindy started it in 2011, actually.
Cindy who?
Carpenter. I didn't recognize her. But their whole team is fantastic, built up of people from Washington and a few people from Oregon. And they raise all of this money so that kids with life-threatening illnesses or disabilities that would otherwise prohibit them from actually being able to hunt, they take them on a hunt. A once-in-a-lifetime hunt, whether it's a bear, an elk, a moose, if it's a big, huge salmon fishing trip, whatever it is, crabbing, all of these things,
whatever it is they want to do.
Whatever they want to do. They have to go through a vetting program. The doctor has to sign off that they can, in fact, go and do these things. And it's 100% paid for. So this Youth Outdoors pays for making sure the kids have pants, coats, gear, whatever they need to. They pay for the family to travel if they have to drive to somewhere to have this hunt. It is no expense to this family who, and have this one memory.
And some sort of like supportive gear so that they're able to...
So they have supportive gear. They have a special machine that if you even don't have any limbs for whatever illness you may have had or disability, you can actually blow into this and it'll pull the trigger for you. Wow. It is like amazing. They had a slideshow and had it, and I had no idea what it was, but Robert, and he was like, I know what that is. That is impressive. So they have all of this equipment. They also even have like a huge tracked motorized wheelchair, which is awesome that they made just for the kids.
So they could be out amongst
Yeah.
Wow.
It was so cool.
That's such a cool thing.
It was so cool. And
how many kids do they help in a year?
So I asked, and last year they had helped, there were 17 hunts that they went on. There were like 8 kids that they had to postpone because they're going through other cancer treatments and it kind of didn't work out. And the doctors said, hey, let's postpone this because different things. You know, it's not the cleanest environment. It's not, I mean, they do their best. They take certain equipment with them.
You might be in the mud.
They have an EMT that goes with them. They have and they pay for all of these people. And they even, Henderson's, meats. And I think they're Moses Lake, Royal City, Wilson Creek, somewhere in there. They, process their meat for them. So whether, you know, bear, elk, moose, jerky, whatever. And they turn it into jerky or beef steak. Yeah. So that the family can have that. They pay for it to be taxidermied if they want to mount it or turn it into something else. So it was really cool. They had just done, a little boy, Parker. They had done him last weekend and he went on, an elk hunt. And so they didn't have anything, of course, because they were still processing meat and taxiderming, but he came and, pulled out some raffle tickets, and they had Drew, who, is actually a father of one of the board members. He has a crabbing, business that he does out of the Columbia River. So he does that. And, he did it probably 9 years ago was when, Youth Outdoors reached out to him and said, "Hey, we know who you are, blah, blah, blah. And your son." Yeah. He went on a bear hunt and he helped design that huge track, to be able to go out there. So it was really cool. And he donated, 3 guided, crabbing hunts. They were a little, too expensive for my blood, but I was super impressed. There was probably 60 to 75 people there and they made as much money, if not more, than we raised for Ducks Unlimited.
Wow. Well, it's because it's kids.
I know, it's kids.
Right.
And it's such an amazing thing. Because I've heard about it and it's like, oh, well, that's really cool, you know. And being there, seeing the slideshow, the emotion of them just talking about their experiences was amazing. So they do have a website if you want to check them out, but it is Pacific Northwest. So if you're anywhere in Washington and Oregon and have someone in your life that is going through things, if you're a hunting family and
born disabled,
if you have someone in your life that you wish could experience what their dad does or what their mom does, reach out to them. You'll go through kind of a vetting, which I think is totally appropriate. They've never really turned anybody down. That fits their criteria. So if
it's called
Youth Outdoors Unlimited, I'll put their website there, and it was really cool. So Moses like showed up. It was amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I think that's really neat because I think that, you know, you think about things like the Make-A-Wish Foundation and things. Oh, you can go to Disneyland and you can go to, and those are all fantastic, wonderful.
Wonderful
But I think that it's fun that there are some, you know, redneck kids that, you know, have that.
I wish I could go hunting.
I wish I could do that.
I wish
this is something I can never do. And I think that that's nice. You know, I am not a hunter at all, but I don't, I just know that I couldn't do it.
Right.
Don't want to do it, but I appreciate people who do that for me.
Because I could see if I was in a boat where either one of my kids were really sick or disabled, Robert would always say, "Oh, I wish I could take one. I wish I could have this experience with my child." And they give that opportunity to the family.
Awesome.
So
because to keep it safe.
Yeah.
You know, because what would Robert and his uncles, you know, do to try to do this? Whereas somebody else that could really make sure that it could be a good experience, you know, for everyone and keep that person safe. So that's pretty cool.
So it was really
awesome.
Really amazing.
I think that's awesome.
So we were glad we went. We'll totally go back next year and participate in whatever little bit. Yeah.
You know.
And it was
you
really
had a kid-filled weekend.
I know.
High School Musical and
kid fundraiser. I know. It's pretty good. It is pretty good. We also found a new spot we're going to stop. So when we were at this auction, Danny's Tavern in Moses Lake, it's on Broadway. They threw out some money. That is, Robert and I looked up where they were. They're right across, if you're local, Michael's Bistro that's on Broadway. It's like right across.
It's like a tavern that serves dinner?
It's probably drinks and bar food. So, I mean, you have to be ready to just go out. But if you need a date night for your husband who doesn't really want to get dressed up or go wherever, try Danny's Tavern. We have not been there, but we drove by, knew where it was. So the next night we get out, we're gonna go support them because
I think that's nice.
It was amazing
to know the companies that you want to support, the people that you believe in, and
they were fabulous fundraising and participating. They've obviously been there a while and
support the organization.
So we're definitely going to go. I mean, Moses Lake, it's not, I guess, really far from us, but it's definitely a commitment to go. So the next time Robert thinks we're going to Papa's, we're going to go to Danny's because we're going to support them.
Our food is okay. you know,
and drinks, it's all good.
Chicken nuggets and,
But yeah,
I don't know.
So yeah, it makes you doing those fundraisers, see the people, you know, same thing like at baseball games and softball games for the kids, all of those banners. I mean, they're the ones who are making sure your kids have the jerseys and the coaches and the whatever.
Right.
So I feel like
support local.
Support the ones that are supporting our kids. Right. So,
and I feel like we say that all the time, even during box openings, you know, we suggest support your local businesses, support local. I think that it is important, you know, the people that are showing up, you know, helping people.
So yeah, it was a fun weekend.
Well,
the kids got a little cultured. Me and Robert, I guess same thing, got cultured on something that was like super close and has been going on for so long. I had no idea. So super cool. Super cool.
Well, I did not have as fun of a weekend. But I have a story to tell, but I feel like it ends okay. So it's kind of terrible because I've had kind of a bad 5 months, actually. And so finally there is a resolution to my 5 months, my 5 bad months. And so it's, and fortunately it's not a story where Pa has gotten in trouble. Normally that's what happens is he has caused some trouble, but not this time. He is blameless. So, little story. So, and Brianna doesn't know a lot about this.
Yeah.
I mean, because Tracy and I have been pulling our hair out so much for 5 months that it's like, I kind of feel like it's okay to absorb the impact. You know, you don't have to be worried about it. We got this. And I do that a lot. And you do that. Yeah. All of us do that. We protect, you know, our family from, oh, don't worry, I got this. It's all okay. So.
And then when it's over, it's like, oh, I just let you know.
Let me tell you the story.
You know when I was real cranky? This is why.
This was why. So here's my story. So October 26th, we had our breast cancer auction, right? So, and if you don't know what that is, it was just a wonderful event sponsored by people like you. So our viewers mailed in quilts and gifts and things that we then sold at an auction to people like you. And we raised over $53,000. What we did with that money is we wrote out $1,000 checks and sent those checks to 54 people. Those people are people that were going through breast cancer, that needed help with travel, deductibles, medication, maybe prosthetics. You know, we didn't do a great job of vetting them. If you nominated them, we sent them the check. And in fact, we were only going to do 50, but we raised enough money. We did 54. We didn't turn anybody away. Anyway, it was fantastic. Our third year doing it.
Yeah.
Best year ever. Super fun. And just, and so that happened on a Saturday night. On Sunday, we said goodbye to all of our retreaters, packed them all up, and then we started cleaning up and organized all of this stuff. So that starting on Monday, and for 3 days, we sent out over 350 packages, all over the United States and abroad, for people that had purchased these things. So Brianna and Tracy kind of together did it. I mostly just kind of got things kind of organized and brought things back. But I feel like we did a really good job. We had stuff everywhere, but we were closed those days. 350 items, everything shipped out. The last day, I think everything was done by Wednesday. So the last 2 quilts, everything is gone. The last 2, one that was going to Vilma in Florida, and one that was going to Dana in, I think, Wisconsin. Everything was packed. Everything was ready to go. And then I don't know what happened, but finally the last 2, the labels were swapped. And so Vilma's quilt went to Dana. Dana's quilt went to Vilma. We didn't know this. Of course, we take them to the post office. Everything goes. Everything's fine. Dana calls and says, hey, I got my quilt, but it's not mine. As soon as she called, we knew what had happened. Oh, shoot. She described it. We know exactly which one it is. We know who has yours. We know exactly what we did. It was the very last 2. Not a problem. We will email you a label if you can put it back in that package the way that it was, tape it up really good, print off that prepaid label, slap that label on there, get it to the post office, and it will be on its way to Miami. And we'll do the same thing with Vilma, and we'll get your quilt back to you. So no harm, no foul. We kind of feel like, I mean, a big deal and worrisome, but out of 350 packages, 2,
That's pretty good odds.
still pretty good odds. That's less than 1%. That's less than 0.5%. So, well, about 0.5%. Anyway, so, we can fix this easily. So we call Vilma, no answer, but we email Vilma. We tell her what's happening. Hey, the first quilt that you get is not going to be yours. Here is a label. If you could just print this off, slap that on there and tape it, send it off. Your quilt will come second. So all good. Everything is fine.
Or you haven't gotten it yet, just refuse it and it'll be shipped back to us.
Either way, right. We had a plan all ready to go. Don't hear back. We call and email again the second day, call and email the third day, getting a little worried at this point, but thinking, well, that's okay. You know, we know where they're at. We can track the packages. We can see exactly where they are. And we can see now that both of those quilts are in Miami, and there's an address there, and it's box number like 416 or something like that. It's like, okay, well, they've both arrived. Life is good. At some point, Vilma's going to realize she has 2, and she's going to call us or check her emails, and life will be okay. We finally hear back from Vilma. Vilma is in Costa Rica. Not only in Costa Rica, but she has forwarded all of her mail to go to Costa Rica. And so we scurry around a little bit more. We try to call this place. They have thousands of packages that they're dealing with. They can't possibly locate this one. It's not like box number 14. It's bin number 400.
So it's a courier service.
It's a courier service. It's not a post office box. Courier service.
That would be nice to know.
Right. It's not in Miami. It's in a crate number 416 or something.
Yeah, not a P.O. box. Sure.
Going to Costa Rica. There's nothing that we can do. There's nothing we can do. We can't stop it. You know, any amount of phone calling and emailing. And anyway, that was another 3 days of whatever. Both quilts on their way to Costa Rica. Okay, that's all right. That's all right. We can calm down because Vilma is coming home on November 18th. Well, it's going to be delayed by 2 weeks. Tracy is calling Dana. Hey, just to let you know, there's a little bit of a delay. So not a big deal, you know. So anyway, so we wait. November 18th comes and goes, and Vilma says, I'm going to stay here through Thanksgiving. Stay in Costa Rica. Maybe be home the first week in December. Okay. First week in December comes. The weather's not very good in Florida right now. And apparently back then, I think it's true. It wasn't. There was like a hurricane coming, all kinds of things happening. I'm going to come home sometime before Christmas. Okay. You know, and so there's a lot of, this is my file.
Oh, that's a lot of correspondence.
This is all this one person. Well, 2 people. This is all of my emails. No, this is all one person. This is my other person. So back and forth. Is the quilt okay? Is everything all right? You know, maybe we could ship it, you know, trying to come up with other things. Well, finally, the first part of February, she's coming home. She's coming home, but she has decided she's not going to bring the quilt with her. Oh, because she doesn't have room in her luggage. And it's like, wait. What are you talking about?
Don't leave it there.
Let me buy you. I will buy you a piece of luggage, and I will pay that price for checking your second bag. You can't leave it there. What do you mean leaving it there? You can't leave it there. How am I supposed to get it? You know, how am I supposed to get it to give it to the person who purchased that? You can't do that. And she says, no. She's not going to do that. She's not going to get a second piece of luggage. She's not going to do that. But what she's going to do is she's going to give it to the same courier, the same company, and they will bring it back. Okay, well, gee, I sure wish you wouldn't do that. Are you sure? Again. Really? Isn't there something else?
You could have done that in October.
Please, please help me with this. It just seems like there's a better way to do this.
At one point, she was ready to I'll just come see you. Can I just come visit?
I will fly to you. How lovely is Costa Rica right now? Yeah. And so, nope, he's going to bring it back. And that's the end of it. Not going to hear any more of it. Not going to bring it. She can't be bothered with that and whatever. Okay, fine. What is this guy's name? What is the name of his company? When is he coming? How is he getting it to me? What's going on? So then I start corresponding with Jorge. So he is not super pleasant. And so I go back to corresponding with both of them. I put both of them on there. And at some point in the conversation, Vilma says that I should be nice to him. At some point in the conversation, Vilma says, oh, by the way, he's doing this out of the kindness of his heart. He doesn't have to do it.
What do you mean?
Yes, he does.
He's a courier service.
He does have to do it.
I will pay him to
What do you mean the kindness? I thought I was hiring him. I thought so then it's like, wait. No. I didn't think kindness of your heart. I didn't think that at all.
Right.
Please send me an invoice. I have asked multiple times for an invoice. What is my cost going to be for you to get it to me, for you to package it appropriately, to mail it to me? Send me the invoice before you send the quilt. I will prepay. So no, not kindness. I mean, I would appreciate that if you were kind, but I am willing to pay you for your service. So, So anyway, so I try to, again, super stressed, not sleeping, super upset. Tracy equally upset. Tracy takes everything so personally. It's like, oh.
Well, and I feel like being mean and being matter of fact are two very different things.
Right, I wasn't being mean.
Right, saying
I wasn't being mean at all.
Right.
I have the evidence that I was only kind. Anyway, so finally, on February 4th, he returns to the United States. And he says he does have this quilt with him. So we at one point get Barb, our singing Barb, who works here, who speaks very, very fluent Spanish. We get her to talk to him on the phone. Life is good. He has the quilt. All we need to do is get him a label and he'll take care of it for us. Fantastic. So we prepare 2 different labels. We prepare a USPS priority mail label, and we also do a UPS overnight label. Either one, whichever one you want to print, whatever's closest for you. The post office or UPS, whatever works for you.
Because he didn't want to be responsible for the label.
He didn't want, right. Because
I remember that. Because I had
that was part of the
UPS one.
Right. Because he didn't want to, because we said we would pay you for it. No. He wanted us to pay for it.
Yeah.
And
send it to him.
Right. So we did that. And then also put in there, and please, any other costs you've incurred, please, let us know. We're happy to pay you. Super excited. Oh my gosh. Finally, after 5 months, 4.5 months, results. The quilt is returning. Super, super happy. And then we hear nothing. We keep checking because you can check and you can see if the label has been printed off.
And track it. I mean, it has tracking.
And you can track it. That's why we like to do it. We want to track. We want to know right where that quilt is. Oop, it got deterred. Well, that's okay. Now it's coming back up. We like to watch to see where the quilt is. Hasn't been printed. So I wait 3 days. That's not impatient.
No, it's pretty
generous. I send an email. You know me.
Yeah.
So I send an email and say, Jorge, so what's going on? Did either of those labels work for you? You having any other kind of problems? Is there something I can do to help you with this? I hear nothing.
Because we have friends in Florida who would just go and pick up
get
it.
Yeah. So then I say that. That's exactly right. So then
people,
I think I sent another one. Hey, is life good? What's going on? And I think by the 3rd no response email, I said, hey, look, if you're just playing over it and you don't want to do this, tell me where you are. All I know is that it's, the name of his company, Box CR or whatever. I mean, I know the name of his company, but I don't know where he is. I don't know anything. I know his name. I found him on Instagram. I have a picture of him and his truck, but I don't know anything else. So I just said, let me know where you are. And we have friends and family members, and we can come and just pick it up from you. And then you don't even have to worry about it. And let me know how much I owe you. I'll have them pay you. We'll grab the quilt from you and We'll be out of your hair. He emails me back and says that I am harassing him. Harassing. Wait. No. I don't know what was happening because I was using Google Translate. And so I said, wait, maybe something changed in my tone with the translation, but not harassment. I'm just trying to expedite this. And what can I do now that the quilt is here? I'm sure you want it out of your hands. What can I do to get that quilt back to me so I can get it to the person who it belongs to? Now, we have refunded. Mm-hmm. Let's stop there for a second. We have refunded Dana the $615. Yeah. Because it was $600 what she purchased for the quilt. She already prepaid the $15 shipping. We've refunded her. But my intent when the quilt came back was to send it to her anyway. Mm-hmm. She didn't have to pay for it. She didn't have to keep waiting for it. But that's what she wanted, right, was the quilt. So, so my intent was still to mail it to her. Anyway, so I said, no. I just want the quilt back. And so, what can I do to expedite this? So then, his email back, a week ago was, that this problem was not his. He did not create this problem. It wasn't his problem. And, he would get to it when he could. So I thought, well, yeah.
That puts a bad taste in my mouth for courier services.
I know. I mean, aren't you like isn't that what you do professionally? Isn't that what your job is?
Is to transport packages.
Is to get a package. And so then that's what I thought too. See, you and I think exactly like. So
is that not what a courier service? Maybe I have it wrong. I could have it.
Let's look it up.
I'm a lot country bumpkin.
I looked it up.
I could have it wrong. I think in my head also one of those guys in a bicycle in the city who's like, oh, and here's your package.
Right. They've been doing it for a very long time.
He's just bigger with trucks and a boat.
I just don't know. I know. I think it's the same thing. Oh. And so I sent one last email that was, exactly said that exact same thing. What am I misunderstanding? Why are you angry? You should not be angry. I thought you were a courier service, and I thought that Vilma had asked you to bring this quilt back to the States and then get it to me. So I could be wrong. Maybe I don't understand what the problem is. Vilma is CC'd on this email, so she can tell you that yes. She's the right people. It's been radio silence from her though, so it's not as if she's coming on in my defense saying, "Hey, yo, buddy,
let me come get it and I'll take care of it for you."
Yeah. No, she's not done any of that. I've not heard from her since January, but anyway, so I said, I just don't understand. Help me to understand. And what is it that I can do? There's the USPS label. I will attach them again here. There's the UPS label, or I can come and get it. Is there a fourth option that you want that I haven't thought of? I don't understand what we're supposed to do here, but help me to understand this and help me to, have some resolution to this so that I can just sleep at night. He sends me back on Friday. I get an email that once again says that this is harassment. Stop emailing me. Wow. I know. So here's the thing. Trust me, this story's going to get better. So I am beside myself. I don't know if it's anger, frustration, sadness, so many things, so much so, can't eat, didn't sleep at all, had to come to work on Saturday, had to be nice to customers on Saturday, which I was kind of thankful for that because we have such lovely customers. We were super busy all day on Saturday, so it kind of distracts your brain just a little bit. So that was kind of nice. But then Saturday I go home and right away I'm just immediately, engulfed in this again, thinking, okay, what am I supposed to do? Yeah. Fly down to Florida? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fly to Miami. I'm going to go down there. I kind of know. I know where Vilma lives, and she would be able to tell me where Jorge is, and I'm going to go find that quilt.
But that might get you into trouble. You're not like Dog Bounty Hunter, so...
No. No. And I did think about that. So am I like, I am not a big city girl.
BI.
So I'm down in the warehouse district of Miami.
Not a good idea.
I have a picture of this quilt.
Red flag.
You got it.
Red flag.
You would never hear from me again.
No.
So that's clearly not the option.
No.
But I couldn't come up with an option in my head. I couldn't come up with a plan. I didn't know what to do. And I'm thinking, I just don't understand what I'm supposed to do. Don't sleep Saturday night. Get up on Sunday. What happens on Sunday? Go to church.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what the sermon was? Matthew 5, verse 40. If you don't know what a God moment is, or in our family, we sometimes call it a God slap. It's because we're raised Baptist. It's that moment when God says to you, when God is speaking directly to you. Oftentimes we hear it through preachers, through other moments where it's like all of us have sat there so convicted in church, almost embarrassed, thinking, I hope nobody else is looking at me right now, and knowing that he is speaking directly to me. I mean, I have felt that so many Sundays and so many times. If you're not familiar with Matthew 5, verse 40, I've given you enough time to look it up. If a man steals your shirt, you should give him your coat.
Oh, yeah.
No. I'm sitting there first going, what? I don't even think so. I mean, it wasn't my shirt he was stealing. It was somebody else's shirt. And this was a charitable shirt. That cannot be the same thing. Mm-hmm. It's totally the same thing. So 30 minutes later, I have some wisdom. I'm not going to Miami.
Good. I'm
going to let the whole thing go.
That was smacked right out of there.
God smacked it right out of me. and it's exactly right. And the funny thing was then it's funny, I just felt so 50 pounds lighter. And I spent the rest of Sunday thinking about how that whole thing is so important in my life. And I would say too, in the lives of women, because I think that there's a special thing. So let's just go back for just a minute. I think that women in general, we worry about stuff. It's in our DNA. It's part of our estrogen and the fact that we are so susceptible to high cortisol levels, right? Mm-hmm. There is a chemical reaction that occurs in our bodies and in our brains where we worry. We worry about our children. We worry about our husbands. We worry about our houses. We worry about the grass, the bees, the hurricanes. We worry about things that we have no business worrying about because it's just in our DNA. And the more we worry, the more we worry. The more we worry, the more cortisol will build up. If you wake up at 3:00 in the morning, it's because you have a high cortisol level.
Yeah.
That is what that is. And you think you woke up because you had to pee. And you can get up and pee, but that's not what woke you up. High cortisol level. If you have brain fog, if you have fatigue, if you wake up tired, if you have weird aches and pains that are kind of, not related to anything, it's all high cortisol level. It's all from that stress that we own, that we carry with us, that we think we're supposed to have that. And we're not. We're not supposed to worry about everything. We're supposed to, worry about the things that we can change those things, and the things that we can't, just let them go. Just let them go. There's this new book that I haven't read yet, the Let It Go. I have it in my queue to buy, but it's this whole new thing about, letting people understanding just to let it go. If it doesn't have anything to do with you, if it's not something that you can change, just let it go. Don't let it be something about you, and something that rules your life when it doesn't. So this whole thing with, 5 months of sleeplessness, of anger, of frustration, of sadness, of, trying to figure out how I can fix this and how I can, make it better. What would I have paid? What would I have paid to not have that? If somebody said, I can make this whole thing go away, what would you pay? Well, I was clearly going to pay a plane ticket to Miami and possible mugging.
Maybe frustrated.
I was going to pay this really bad courier service, whatever he said it was going to cost, because it didn't matter, because I thought what mattered was to get this quilt back.
Yeah. Right.
That isn't what mattered. That is what mattered. Would I pay $615 for all of that stress over the last 5 months to go away? I would have paid twice that.
Right.
I would have paid not just for the shirt, I would have paid for the coat. And how much wisdom is there if I would have just known that
In the beginning.
5 months ago?
Yeah.
5 months ago. Just let it go. If I would have just said to Vilma, you know what? I am just going to right now refund that money, find something else to send to Dana. You find some wonderful family in Costa Rica and donate that quilt. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
There would have been so much money.
I would have not gotten slapped on Sunday. So I've learned some things I thought I would share with Brianna. We have kind of protected you.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. But it all has ended okay. I do not know where the quilt is. I no longer care. Hopefully,
It's okay.
Hopefully Jorge has given it to his beautiful bride.
Yes. Yes.
And, that's fine. It doesn't matter where it is anymore because, and I have actually summarized 3 little points in this, in my sermon on the stool this morning. Number 1, I think it's important to watch for those God moments.
Yeah.
I think they happen all the time, and I'm always so relieved when I see it, when I know that, there is a divine plan and there's something else out there and someone else out there and who's had my back the entire time. Right. And I get to where I recognize it more often, and I always think, oh yeah, shoot, I should have thought that before. So when we watch for those God moments, sometimes they come at exactly the right time when we just need to know that somebody else is in our life for us. Number 2, know when to let it go, right?
Which is sometimes the hardest part.
Even if you think it's not the time, I'm going to fight for a little bit. No, I'm not done giving up. Oh, now you made me mad. And now I'm doing, no, it's never the right time. Just let it go. Let it go immediately, because I think there is power in deciding, in me saying, I'm just going to let this go right now.
Yeah.
There's so much more power and control in that than letting somebody do something to you. Does that make sense? Or believing that. And then the other thing is that whole idea of if you do that, if they steal your shirt and you then decide to give your coat in response, what's so wonderful about that and the best thing, and I can't stop thinking about this, it's now been 2 days. It's not, because how wonderful to think that if I would have done that, and even in doing that now with Jorge, the idea that I now get to live in his head.
Right.
You have done the wrong thing, and what you've gotten in return is this beautiful quilt. Yeah. And maybe I'm supposed to send you a second one, but I don't know where you live. So, but now you get to think about what you did, and you get to think about your response, and I get to live in your head just a little bit, and maybe it'll make you a little bit of a better person. And that would have been way, way better than those 2 living in my head for the last 5 months, which was really uncomfortable. So I think if we just, as women, if we just let it go, end it, be in control of, okay, great, you just keep that. I'm going to move on and have a great day. Way, way, way better. And I think that all of us do that a lot, Yeah. I think we do it way, way, way too much. It's just not about the things. It's not about the shirts. It's not about the coats. It's not about the quilts.
Right.
It's just peace. We all want peace. So anyway, thank you for joining me this Sunday. Be sure and pass the peace on your way out. And and doggone it.
That was good.
Yeah, it was. It was good. And I also think, I'm not so sure I would have been, I feel like I had to suffer for that 5 months to really hear.
To learn the lesson. Sure.
Yeah. That, that I could have made it so much better. And, I don't know how grumpy I was.
No, we can fix it. We can fix this. We can fix this. And I think now that you're at this gridlock, essentially, I think, that sermon probably really did hit right in the right spot at the right time.
Yeah. I think so too. So anyway, learn by my mistakes. Just
don't hang on to that one.
Don't hang on to it. Let it go. All right.
Yeah.
All right. That's it for my story. So my weekend was also good.
Just good.
Sounded
Yes.
bad, but no, it's like a Disney movie, right? In every Disney movie, when you think
have to go
it's
through the
just
turmoil.
so terrible, and then what? But if that would have never happened, she never would have met the prince.
Yes. Yeah, that was good. You had your own little Cinderella story.
My little Cinderella story. Please. Shh. Yes. And I've lost 50 pounds.
Fabulous. Even better. Now you can have that cookie later.
Woo! That's right, because how do we build endorphins when we have these high cortisol levels?
Yes.
Well, long walks in the quilt shop.
Yes. Good laughs, hang out with the girls.
Chocolate.
Yes. Snuggle the dough.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. Play with the baby. That's right. All right, you guys. Well, thanks for being our friends.
Yes, we
Thanks for
appreciate all
hanging
of
out
you.
with us and being our support people.
Yes.
And we will see you tonight for box opening.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thank you for watching our video. We invite you to leave a comment, hit the like button, or better yet, subscribe to our channel so you never miss an episode. You can also visit our Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or Pinterest pages, or find all of those things and our online store at fabricpatch.net.